we have a match this week set up between mooware and KirkQ.
KirkQ, absolute veteran, 13th mystery tournament, and a pretty impressive win rate of 63%.
Yeah.
Going to be a tough opponent for mooware. 43% win rate. One of our top moderators has been pulling games and moderating so many matches this tournament.
Yeah, and unfortunately that will not help here. Get an advantage. Oh, you get to pick your own game.
No, Internet Dirigible is the one pulling the game this time. And I don't know, mooware does join a lot of races though, like joined that mini golf game just before this. Has a lot of experience. Not as much as KirkQ, just having been around for so long. But I don't know. I think mooware is probably more active in recent times.
And mooware played roller. And a homebrew PSX game, very hard, but we had infinite lives, which made it a bit easier. Then Adrasadini in actual streamers, I think, not the VVVVV one that we saw yesterday. And then Sephiroth's Shadow in Mr. Robot and his Robot Factory. Oh, hold on. I got something for... What is it good?
How could you possibly have something for Mr. Robot and his Robot Factory?
I have the mooware in Mr. Robot and his... Let's pick. And his Robot Factory. Sephiroth's Shadow has been drawing images for his matches, and since he's out now, one more image to wish the best of luck for mooware as the robot in the factory, about to kill this fire thing using the power-up.
You can see the little dots down below. Yeah. That was how the game worked.
Yeah, you collect all the dots.
Awesome.
This cow was running at me with speed with this blue aura. I would be looking like that fire as well.
I'd be dead. I wouldn't be able to process what to do. I would be paralyzed with fear, and then I would be destroyed.
This goes on
the... KirkQ fought Palladian, which was it was pretty funny to see such two old boys face off in round one, and lost. Palladian did not game over once, and KirkQ did. Well, game I don't know. You die and you lose a ton.
It's
time.
Basically a game over because you restart the whole level.
Yeah.
Oh wait, unless you meet the two characters, that's the checkpoint.
Yeah, halfway through the stage, but they were big stages, so they were minutes apart. Those checkpoints, and that was it basically. Palladian's run was too clean. KirkQ couldn't catch up after that, and then maybe didn't play a match against What's Up Yo. I feel like maybe that one didn't happen.
What's Up Yo stopped existing, so
yeah,
KirkQ got a win by default.
And then beat Hectate and Me, Myself, and Die. Was that the cube puzzle game? Where
Me,
you
Myself,
die and spawn a new cube?
Die? Oh yeah. The Egyptian-looking game. I joined that race. It was the most boring game I have ever played, so I stopped playing. It was so boring. It was like everything you hate about puzzle games.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't test that one.
All right, we've got a match. We've got a game. It is a good game.
Can you put the submitter thing, because I don't know who it is.
It is me, so it actually doesn't change.
And you put yourself in the thing. Oh, wow. You're submitting all the games now, are you?
Yeah, I submitted quite a few. I don't know, like 10 or something. They didn't all make it.
I did like 5. They all made it, even the ones that, in hindsight, apparently were bad decisions, especially in round 1.
I think only because they were round 1.
Yeah.
But when you submit some of the best games from a previous mystery tournament, it's hard for it to go all that wrong.
Yeah, you can just use the mouse. There's no setting for that.
Yeah, in fact, I would have trouble telling a player how to turn on the mouse because, like, I didn't have to because it was just on already.
What about in this standalone Melon DS one?
Same.
It's a DS simulator. What else are you gonna use?
Maybe you got a Cintiq or something.
Don't they just emulate mouses? Nice.
I don't know. I'm a big fan of letting players get into the first level and just click around and make sure the buttons work.
Kirk is being very careful, which nothing wrong with that. Anyway, this game is good. We had it as a weekly one time, and that was the whole game. And this is a shorter goal.
Yeah, this there's some creative things you can do with this game that make it faster and easier if you can kind of pick up on it, and it took me a while to pick up on it. So it was much slower and in a lot of ways more frustrating through the first half of the goal or so for me when I was testing this.
So
But
this
it's
the game name, right? It's like kind of like a. It's got like a word and then the and then another word, which you would assume sounds the same. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But these words are not pronounced the same at all, are they?
no,
No,
But it seems like they should be.
like they're supposed to rhyme or something.
Yeah. Like Elf on the Shelf.
little bit.
well, like
Elf
there's
on
a
the
lot that
Shelf,
don't.
right? Elf on the Shelf. It sounds like
Right.
that, but it doesn't
Yeah.
at
But
all.
also, there's Zero the kamikaze squirrel, and that
Yeah.
doesn't rhyme.
They don't call him Bedchog the Hedgehog.
Hedgehog the hedgehog.
They called him Sonic.
Crash Bandicash.
Crash Bandicash is a good Twitter if people don't already have one. I think Bedgehog is good. I'd like to see a Bedgehog OC. If anyone can get on that.
This game is called Ivy the Kiwi. It's kind of an amazing little game. So what can you do? You draw lines to make little vines, and the vines
But that
interact
rhymes.
with this little bird. Yeah, it did. And the bird just kind of auto walks around. You can sort of make a wall, and the bird will turn around. You can make a little ramp. The demo is even kind of showing you some good stuff. I wish I watched this demo. I didn't. I got impatient. Oh, the demo is so good. You make little platforms.
So upset.
You can pull on a vine and pull it back like the drawstring on a bow or something and fling the bird. And then the big thing is that while you are drawing a vine and the bird's on it, you can move the vine and you can like scoop the bird, you can fling the bird, you can move the bird very quickly, confidently, and cleanly that way. And it's kind of the best thing to do in most situations, I think. Which is probably why the demo's doing it almost constantly. You can see it's also flicking the bird and having it smash blocks and stuff.
For sure. This game has 10 worlds, the whole thing. We're only going to be seeing the first 5 here. If you had been in this weekly, Maurice, I think you would have destroyed it, because it's a mouse game, and you can do a lot of cool stuff.
I remember Trauma Center. People had really big problems with it. Oh, why are you doing this? Changing the cropping. Yeah, Trauma Center had people struggling with DS. I remember that.
But the sort of more puzzly elements don't really come in until the second half of the game, so you're not going to have to thinking super hard through this first one. We have a map on one screen and just the gameplay on the other. So the constant map is good because sometimes there's some like weird stuff where there's like areas where you don't have to go to get some collectibles that you don't need to get.
This race is going to begin in about 5-ish seconds. I hope mooware watched the demo.
Oh.
The demo makes it look so much easier than it actually is. So you place a vine, you can have 3 on screen at any time, and you can't get rid of any of them. You can only add more, and sort of it will eventually get rid of your oldest one. So if you do a bad vine and you want to get rid of it, you have to quickly make 3 more vines somewhere else and hope that none of those are bad, right? Like making mistakes is really bad. I think mooware is using the map to predict where these vines need to go ahead of time.
Yeah, the scooping method is the #1 method, and so my test time was probably a little fast on this because I knew how to play it. Because the thing about it is that it's maybe a little unintuitive, is that Ivy interacts with the vines you're drawing when you're drawing them still. So you can kind of just move the character yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to let go for them to be interactable. So you can speed them along by pushing them forward.
Yeah, you can have the bird on a vine and then just fling that vine with your mouse cursor. Nice catch.
That was awesome.
Oh, it's too steep there, so I was going to try to fling him up, and then now I'm going to get rid of that. There we go. There's exactly the sort of lift you can be doing.
Yeah.
You can do something like, almost like get like a lever arm or something. Start behind the bird and draw backwards behind it, and then bring your mouse all the way over in front of it, and almost like you're like slapping it from behind, and that will pick it up and launch it forwards. You can just catapult this bird around as much as you want.
Yeah, so mooware is doing a lot more flinging, but you don't have to do that. You could literally just lift the bird up with the vine. Yeah, there we go. Mooware's starting to get it now. But yeah, I mean, the bird is auto walking. The only control you have is drawing the vines. And you can grab and fling the vine like it's a rubber band or whatever,
Really,
but that's all you can do.
Really unfortunate launch from KirkQ, trying to do something to get the bird to turn around. Oh! I think Kirk's starting to sort of get the hang of what you can do with this game, but failed the catch in 1-2 that mooware nailed.
Yeah, enemies start to make this game a lot more dangerous. But yeah, what I would usually do is start the vine kind of up and right of the bird's head, and then curl it, do like kind of a counterclockwise circle behind it,
Okay.
and push them forward.
Behind and under. Okay.
Yeah.
I was doing the same sort of thing, but I was starting below and coming above. So
Yeah,
that
the
hopefully
task of
he'd
this
be
is one of the
launched high.
craziest tasks in the world.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Even the speedrun, Callum Ball, really, really pushed the speedrun of this very far.
Oh, so were you familiar with this game before you tested it?
I had watched Callum Ball speedrun a little bit, but I forgot exactly what he was doing. I thought he was drawing lines, like pushing the bird directly from behind. Like
Yes,
like
that's the
like,
fastest way because he moves at the same speed that your stylus does. But
yeah, almost like
it's
a
really
spear.
hard to pull off.
Yeah, it's too hard. It's not actually what you do as a human speedrunning this game.
Or a blind
It's-
racer.
No, it's more like rapid little scoops all the time. And you can kind of alternate between like lower scoops and higher scoops to make sure you're not going perpetually higher or lower as you go. You're kind of staying level.
There we go. Kirk was having a little bit of trouble there, but
And you can stretch these vines real far.
they will snap eventually. But you can stretch them pretty far, and it's not like Ivy loses the momentum. So, yeah, mooware is I think really starting to get the hang of this. Because the camera moves with you, so you don't even really have to move the mouse. There we go. Kirk is starting to do it too.
Okay. We might
Yeah.
have a race. I was going to say
Here
this,
we
this
have a
might
raid.
already be over, but
No, there's some difficult levels later on, for sure. Enemies are a big pain in this game. The levels actually get pretty hard by the end. And I considered a longer goal, but I felt like I just already knew how to play it, so...
KirkQ is completely pinned in by some of these vines. It has a really steep vine, and it's just drawing vines, just trying to poke this bird out of this hole, and kind of does. Oh, what a spear!
Yeah. This one messes with your, the one mooware's on messes with your strategy a little bit. If you scoop up the bird, you smack it at the spikes, which are instant kills. So you gotta be a little careful. Oh, nice!
When you
Number
scoop
one.
down the bird.
Here we've got a vertical level. So you
Scoop's very
pretty
good
much
at this
need
too.
Strategy.
Well, I can tell you it's doable without it. It's not as fast, that's for sure.
Ivy can only walk up. I assume this is Ivy. I guess I don't know that, but Ivy can only walk up certain steepness, but you can move her anywhere or him. This is the second game with a Kiwi protagonist after New Zealand Story. This game's better though. New Zealand Story kind of sucks.
Depends on the version, I think.
Yeah, that's probably
The
true.
NES one's pretty okay.
It's mazy. It's not good for MT.
No. That's a level clear for mooware. 2-2 complete. KirkQ on 1-5. I can't remember if it goes to 5 for each world.
Yeah, it's 5. I didn't stop it in the middle of a world. So every level has 5. Every world has 5 levels.
So there are 3 levels between KirkQ and mooware, which is a pretty big lead for this early on. Especially with KirkQ having a lot of trouble getting these bad vines out of the way. And it's trying for a fling. Oh! It's poking him this way and that way. Oh boy. Wacky waving an inflatable arm flailing vine manages to get Kiwi up and onto the ledge.
Yeah, mooware's cruising.
the snap at a bad time, unable to recover.
mooware said he'd seen a couple minutes of this. KirkQ was fine with that. And then also the demo showed them everything they needed to know anyway, so not too worried about it. Yeah, the scoop under, where you start in front of the bird and scoop left and around, I feel like is pretty strong. Not to toot my own horn, but that's what I felt most effective.
ID, when there's some downtime, we're gonna race this.
Okay. You think you could beat me being
That's the challenge.
I see.
Yeah. We should race this. We should do full game.
This looks fun.
I feel like a lot of your advantage of having played it is going to be blunted by Maurice having watched it and listened to us talk about it, you know?
That's true.
I think you're just going to be in a race against Maurice, and it's going to be hard.
Yeah, Maurice is really good at mouse games. I feel I'm pretty decent at this game, but Maurice is really good at mouse games.
Where's
having a lot of trouble with this mouse game. What?
Yeah, this level is kind of scary. mooware really beat this, but you have to be careful because instant kill spikes. Does mooware successfully say no to the tutorial? Yes, which is good.
It's rid of a bad vine, and is still going to be able to launch.
Accidentally launches the bird into the ceiling.
Fail.
Fail is pretty tough for a cute little platformer like this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all that cute, is it? They went with this like washed out sepia tone, like Professor Layton world.
The only thing I would say is not good about this game is that doing the launches can be kind of finicky.
Yeah, especially when you got multiple vines on top of each other.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Accidentally.
The emulator resize.
Accidentally
oh, no.
the window resize.
What's that? Is mooware gonna fix it themselves? There it is. I did that constantly during
panic.
Sisyphus, which we had earlier. Yeah.
The panic. You
You're
could
moving
see
the
it.
mouse around.
You could see mooware just like, oh no, I gotta stop playing. I gotta do this as fast as possible.
KirkQ is somehow not dead, just barely over the spikes, able to find some sort of save. It's gonna actually fling with that bottom vine.
Oh my gosh, Kirk,
Which
what are you doing?
I thought it was necessary to survive, but apparently not. Apparently the two vines were... Oh, smashes him down through the vine into the spikes.
This is unfortunate. Yeah, so this is a game where it's actually helped very much by being on the DS because the map is necessary. Because sometimes they just put like some collectibles in areas where you can't get to, but the map is very clear about where the exit is, and you can just kind of trace your path so you don't take a wrong one.
mooware absolutely killing it on 3-2 is 6 levels ahead of KirkQ. Like, I kind of want to say it's already over. I can't imagine what could possibly change about the dynamic of this race for Kirk to catch up at this point. Well, mooware is completely trapped in the corner with tons of vines, but yeah, I don't like stuff like that is not enough.
No. Regardless, I just like watching people play this. It's a good race anyways, but it's true.
It's a real treat.
mooware's killing it.
We're seeing mostly aggression from mooware here, right? You could be using vines to carefully lock in Kiwi into this like little room underneath the blocks and then do a fling up through them, right? But mooware's trying to just put like one vine, fling him, catch him, keep going.
In levels like this where there aren't spikes, you can do whatever the hell you want. That's the thing. Like, you can just... Experimenting is going to be faster because you can't... Well, unless that happens, like just happened to Kirk. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, Kirk was trying to do a really precise spear, and the thing with the spear is that if you're not right dead in the middle, then Kiwi will slip left or right, and then you're gonna... What you thought was pushing them up or whatever, you're gonna start pushing them down or right or some other bad direction all of a sudden. Oh wow, Kirk is getting pretty good at this though. This is something that could decide a race, right? If Kirk suddenly becomes a master, perfectly moving this bird around with one vine wherever, right?
See,
Oh god.
it's sort of missing that you don't have to use the part where your mouse is, though. You can move
Yeah.
the vine anywhere. It has some sort of tunnel vision about this. But it is working.
It is at least something that Kirk can do.
We're
that
going
mooware
for the
can't,
classic
though.
the vine clip.
Yeah, as janky as this game is sometimes with like, letting you like get vines through the bird and it can't move and it's just wiggling back and forth. It is pretty solid at not letting you go out of bounds or whatever.
I was never able to clip out, and I don't think I've seen that in the speedrun either.
2-3 done for KirkQ, but 3-3 done for mooware. So I guess that is one stage, sort of closed between these two players. It was 6 stages, now it's 5.
But yeah, this is really fast. I think for a blind time, where is killing this?
I think I had like 40 minutes or so. I was not scooping until like World 4 or something, and it's just an entirely different game if you're not doing that. Classic lesson of watch the demo.
True. Or attract mode if you're like a boomer.
Oh, I think mooware wanted to draw a vine, but accidentally clicked on the previous vine, started pulling it back to do a spring, and there was no vine there to catch Kiwi. 3-1 now for KirkQ.
Both players successfully avoiding the tutorial.
Great.
Even if it is, fair and in the pace bin or whatever, nobody likes seeing time losses like that. Just like clicking the wrong button or going the wrong way or something.
Yeah. Well, mooware is going to be able to get a launch.
Oh!
Nice
Didn't have
catch.
to break the last column or the row. Pretty impressive. I think Kirk is really starting to get this, though.
Uh-huh. I agree.
Um,
Is it going to be too little too late?
Well, with mooware's more aggressive play, some of the later levels are more dangerous, especially with enemies. And so...
That's a good point.
Deaths
are very costly.
Yeah, I think we could see... If KirkQ can be consistent, which now I think, gets it.
It wants to do a fling, and both of those, all 3 of those was him trying to pull the vine down to fling the bird, and none of them did that. They all drew new vines, and now has ruined his setup. He's in a weird situation. Just wants to pull it. Okay, gets one pull, gets a catch.
mooware has been really good at getting those consistently. That's the thing that's the least fun about playing this game.
Here's the redwoods. Is this where enemies spawn?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're in World 4.
So if you do the launch where you've got the spinning animation with your beak out, you will kill enemies. Otherwise, they will kill you.
And Ivy, the Kiwi, does not have health. Only death. It's obviously not the way I intended that sentence to go.
It's
but
poetic.
Here we are.
Poetic.
Fantastic clear of 4-1 from mooware. Widening the gap back to 5 levels, more or less. Oh, KirkQ pretty far into 3-2 though.
Pushing him back down.
Yeah, when you go to do one thing and like you want to do a launch or you don't want to do a launch and you end up with the opposite and it undoes all of your progress, it can be absolutely infuriating. So there's something to be said for, keeping a cool head, not tilting. That's going to be important, I think, in this sort of game.
And mooware actually took a death because he accidentally grabbed when he wanted to draw just then. Oh,
There's spikes there. The map shows you the layout, but it doesn't show you the spikes.
that's true.
3 for Kirk. It's like 4, maybe 3.5 levels is a better way to say what the gap between these players is right now.
Probably still, even with, like, you could say, like, maybe blind jumps, because you can't change the camera. It's still better to play aggressively, because you can restart pretty quickly. And, like, most of the time being aggressive is fast. So I would think in general, trying to play slow because there might be spikes would be a bad strategy.
I don't know.
We're gonna see, Eddie, what the bad strategy is.
The only thing worse than having to race Maurice in the video game is having to race Maurice while he's like talking shit to you the whole time.
Don't do that. I'm a very nice opponent.
No, yeah, in general, except just say an easy game all the time. Oh, yeah, you can bounce, so your vines interact with the enemies too. That was super risky.
4-3 done for mooware.
That's intense.
Yeah, what happens on game over?
Nothing.
KirkQ was really hoping there was not enough space for the Kiwi to fall through that gap. Oh, not too hard to catch it and recover. Digging through these blocks on 3-4. It's another, the gap between the players is 5 stages again. Whoa, we got a infinite invincibility power up. Forgot that's a thing.
Me too.
Oh, you smash blocks too. Oh, it ran out.
Yeah,
Fail.
risky. Yeah, epic fail. Put that on fail army. On fail blog.
KirkQ, oh, almost. Okay, there it is.
Like the goal. If you land on top, you get more points.
Oh, some nice scoop movement from mooware. Got caught in the corner a little bit, unfortunately.
Becoming the scoop king. It's hard not to just scoop all the time. It always seems the best.
Yeah, it's like the optimal solution for everything is scoops.
Spears
But like,
would be
is it
technically
the
optimal,
easiest? Is it the safest?
What the demo showed you too.
Mm.
Demo was scooping like
That's true.
crazy. Like that bird had no choice
Oh.
of his own.
That was funny. I was like, KirkQ's gonna have trouble finding an angle to get this scoop, and then instead he went all the way around the circle, which was a perfect angle for where the
Yeah.
screen was and where the vine was and everything. And I was like, oh wow. Very
Wow,
smart. Very
mooware
heads
beat
up.
that level pretty handily. Moving on to the final world for mooware.
5-stage gap has not been able to be closed by KirkQ. The enemies
So
get
these
more
bou-
annoying in World 5.
Yeah, these boulders you can move around as well, and they will destroy blocks.
And enemies, I think.
Yeah, they're just like if you had flung yourself.
This is some dramatic music. I forgot about this music for World 5. This is the solemn death march of Ivy the Kiwi.
I think this is like the brainchild of some famous
Oh my god.
dev guy.
I hate.
Mooware just
I hate
wants
the
to pull the
hitbox.
vine.
I hate it so much. I've been watching
Oh
them
my
fail
God.
it like 50 times already. I hate it so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, it's so clearly on the vine.
Like it
It's
makes
because
the
the
new
camera-
vine even. It makes the new vine where the old vine is. So the game
Yeah.
knows that you clicked in the right spot. It's just like, eh.
Okay, separating the Kiwi.
That could have gone very wrong, I think.
Yeah, Mooware killed that
Oh,
rat. Oh,
Oh, off the
okay.
wall.
Oh, that was also close. Like if he had landed
Yeah.
before killing the mouse.
Yeah, that would have been a death.
All right,
Get the points.
clutch finish. So you can see how long that stage was, how easily mooware could have died to any of those enemies. Like, bad stuff can happen.
Apparently.
Bad stuff happens to KirkQ, unable to react to the spikes scrolled onto screen.
Well, this level is free.
Scooping. Yeah.
But there's
Oh,
some
that's
spikes.
infinite. Just blah, blah, blah.
I mean, still.
The death animation reminds me of in Kirby 64, where everything stops and you do a little animation.
Oh, don't scoop.
I
Oh,
was,
God.
I was wondering if you were gonna say it reminds me of Armored Police Metal Jack, where
Wait, nothing.
it plays a
Oh, no.
fanfare and the player plays.
It keeps happening.
All right, invincibility's gone, so needs to care about spikes now. Oh, okay.
Oh god. Oh god. My head.
Draw
So
more
they're
vines.
not-
Just get rid of it. Just let the bird fall. There it is.
They're not I want to be the spikes where you
Oh!
can't hit them.
Oh my
Oh my,
Oh my God.
gosh. What?
Clutch catch.
Oh, I would be scared of whatever is coming up here.
There's a boulder, but do you need it? Don't think so.
I mean, why would you ever need it?
Yeah.
Sometimes in like more puzzly levels, it's like helpful. Like
It would
here,
smash
you
all
just roll
those.
through
Yeah,
this
but
stuff.
you can also
You
just
wouldn't have
do
to
the thing
pull
he's been
yourself.
doing. It was just as easy.
It's fine. 4-3. The rat. Oh, KirkQ with a clutch rat bounce away.
Yes, this game is also on the Wii.
I feel like DS is a much better way to play it.
Oh, you need to get a ball from the top right, or at least that's what the level wants you to do. Let's see if you need to.
That's not what I did.
Well, I mean, from the shape of the level, that's what I assume. There's a ball up there.
Yeah, it's a reasonable
Where-
assumption, but I definitely just did these flings. Oh, close
Ooh,
enough?
close
Yes,
one.
just barely close enough.
Nope.
Nope.
Kiwi.
Fail.
You haven't adjusted the screen. Now I have to do it.
You did it mostly correct.
5-3. There are 3 levels left for mooware. 7 for KirkQ. And dies to a rat late into 4-4.
Hmm.
That's unfortunate.
Oh,
That
that was
seemed
so
rat
late.
got mooware, actually.
Oh, what?
Weak.
There was not even really a reason that it was so weak.
It was because he was walking away. Because
Yeah.
the Kiwi was walking toward, so it was like going against the momentum.
Vine doesn't fling very far past where its sort of normal resting position would be.
Okay.
Yeah. Stopped himself. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Trapping
pen him
the
in!
rat in.
Clever. KirkQ extending a vine around a corner, helping hand to scoop up the bird.
Oh, that
It's
was
completely
close.
safe.
Also, when you make a longer vine,
500!
you,
Yes!
when you make a longer vine, you can stretch it further. Like a longer rubber band or whatever. Like it has a certain amount of elasticity.
After a lot of effort, Kirk breaks one block, and that's enough to scoop through.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think the boulder would be faster if you were able to control it well, but... Kind of
Oh.
a pain. Oh!
I feel like that was like seeable.
Yeah, I think Mooware's going to be upset about that one.
It was a panic.
Oh, KirkQ has to drag this stupid vine. Thank you. It annoys me how finicky it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine holding L will make you drag a vine, and not
Yeah.
holding L will make you draw a vine.
It could have been like that.
Yeah, wouldn't
It could
that
have
be
been
cool?
better.
Because L is easily accessible while holding the DS in a stylus position,
Mm-hmm.
and just
Yeah.
make it with R as well for left-handed people. So all good.
Or 5 complete for KirkQ onto the final world, but it's the final stage for mooware.
Which is not the easiest stage, but
Is
it's
there,
not 5 levels stage.
is there anything in this
probably.
room even? Where's he going?
No, yeah, this is not good.
No, he needs to go to the right.
No, he needs to go up.
Right. Up and to the right.
No, up. Oh, nothing here.
Well, he knows now.
Feather. Unless he's like planning on clipping through the ceiling or something.
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see the clip. What are you doing, mooware?
I don't know. There's like some weird intentionality to what he's doing, but I can't suss it out.
Game over.
Whoa.
Oh wow, lots of points.
That's the kind of thing that would terrify me, right? Am I like, oh god, am I back to 5-1? Did I just
No.
blow this whole race?
It would be fun.
That's in the pace pen, but
Even if I read it in the paste bin, and even
It's
if someone
still-
told me, like, no,
yeah.
you'll be fine, I would still be like, oh god, oh god, oh god.
I kept it. I did keep it. Ooh,
I think the boulder pushed Kiwi down. Ivy. The Kiwi.
Kirk is keeping
Yeah.
this boulder.
The bird was like pushing the boulder, and then he just drew a vine starting from Kiwi's like beak and just launched the boulder out like a spear. It was almost like eye lasers coming out of Kiwi's face to propel this boulder.
But also, I think is kind of tunnel vision that he can't just fling it himself.
Oh. All right, 5-1 clear.
Big points.
Nice. Number 1.
mooware is very close to the end of 5-5. Is there anything even left? Nothing to challenge him.
Boom.
30-19. is
Ended
the
up
final
fairly close.
SRL time. Yeah, the end of World 5 proved pretty tough. And then World 6 just goes back to like the first world music.
Yes, there are 10 chapters in this game.
Man, look, KirkQ was so fast on the climb, he still got a star.
Yeah. Expertly grabs all the feathers. It's not what he was trying to do, but here it is.
This water starts to be pretty dangerous because it instantly kills you.
Is trying to pull this vine back. All right, gets a piece of it. This is kind of gonna work. Oh my god, Kirk, what are you doing? The blast chamber is ready. Fire the bird.
Okay.
And this is why the boulder is an okay thing to do here.
He needs to draw one more line to remove the green one. Yeah.
There we go.
Nice.
Good jump.
Yeah, it's a strong jump. Oh, mooware is here. Let's move him in. Hello.
mooware.
Hey, great game.
It's a very cool game. You grasped some of the finer points of like the depth of control you have with like drawing vines.
Yes, especially
While
that
the
you can
bird's
hold
moving.
him and hold the vine and still shove the bird around. But I think that was a pretty big advantage, probably.
Yeah. Did you catch that from the demo?
No, I think it was just in the first few stages when I was desperately drawing some vines. I noticed that I can move them around and still move the bird.
Nice.
And yeah, you can do some really nice stuff with that. You can shove him around, you can make him jump a bit.
Yeah, we saw you a number of times expertly make him jump somewhere, and then very late into the goal, we saw you expertly make him jump directly into some spikes that are there and will only get you if you do exactly what you did.
Yeah, I guess it's a very aggressive strat, so there's a high risk of running into stuff.
Overall, I feel like you were more aggressive. There are situations where like you could put 2 vines on either side of the bird to make sure it's not going to go out to the side one way or the other, but you were perfectly content to just try to use 1 vine and fling it through or whatever was necessary.
Yeah, definitely. At least for climbs, you can basically shove the bird up like KirkQ is doing here. But yeah, it's very risky if spikes are involved somewhere. It's hard to keep the bird away from the spikes if you do that.
I don't have any advice for you vis-a-vis when there's a vine and you want to pull it and fling and not draw a new vine.
Yeah, that was a big issue. I didn't figure out, like, is there a good
Kirk,
I
strat?
don't.
Oh, boulder.
Yeah.
That's handy.
Yeah, you got to go out of your way up top on the sort of diagonal arm at the top of the level to get it. So it's kind of a big time loss to go get it, but the rest of the stage is free after. So
Well, the stage also took me like 3 or 4 attempts at least, so maybe it's not that much of a time loss.
yeah. Yeah, you're right. The vine detection.
Pulling versus draw, that's really a big problem. Maybe there's a trick to it, like, I don't know, holding, tapping. I couldn't figure anything out. And the other thing an issue that I have with a lot of mouse games where you don't just click but pull around is I keep pulling the window. It probably did something to the capture when I resized the window.
Yeah, we noticed. It was a lot of fun.
I was doing that a lot for Sisyphus, the boulder rolling game we had earlier.
That's definitely also a game where I did that. You keep sabotaging yourself.
Oh, that got raced, didn't it? I gotta watch that VOD. I wanted to see the race of that.
Yeah, it's half of it is good to watch. The other half is a bit of a slideshow, unfortunately.
Oh, but
Nice
you were really killing it. I think you might have even. I wasn't blind. Like you might have beat like my submission like testing time. I don't know. You were really going fast for a lot of these levels.
Yeah,
made very few mistakes. Didn't have very many deaths.
I asked about did you watch the demo because right away you picked up on, the vine will still interact with the bird while I'm drawing it, sort of thing. Whereas that was like a very late realization for me, so it was the very different game for the first few worlds for me. And so I was impressed that very quickly you were doing some pretty cool looking stuff.
Yeah, maybe that just happened accidentally in the early stages that I noticed that worked.
Yeah, or maybe you're a better blind racer than me. That's also a thing. KirkQ.
Yeah, the later levels get pretty.
Yeah,
like
on these final stages, the map confused me. I thought straight up would be blocked, but okay, now I see. Yeah, it kind of shows that you can go right.
It gets a bit confusing with the negative space.
Yeah. The later levels get really dangerous with enemies. They get pretty dense. Those water drops that you started to see on your screen. So I think that a lot of the time, this is really the early stages. The game, you have to start doing the more advanced strats later on. And we have a dot done from KirkQ.
Really solid final level from Kirk. Yeah, so the story of the race, the overall story, is sort of an early lead by you, realizing how you can interact with the bird with the vine that you are drawing very quickly. That was more of like a 2-1, I guess, revelation for KirkQ, maybe the end of World 1. And that allowed you to just get a big lead, and that lead fluctuated a little bit here and there, usually because you were making time by being aggressive and then losing time by dying because you were too aggressive, sort of thing. But yeah, it was unable to close the gap. which I guess is a really good summarization of the race. I should have saved for after we were joined by KirkQ, who is with us now. Hello.
Got me, dude.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah, I don't know how the race went. I felt like maybe I was playing a little too reckless and I maybe took too many deaths. The game definitely wants you to go fast, but maybe I was going a little too fast.
It was, yeah, I will just say it all again, I guess. Early on, mooware figured out that you can interact with the bird with the vine that you are drawing, right?
Yeah.
And, like, lift it up and scoop it and all kinds of amazing, useful stuff. He figured that out in like the second level or something, and so was utilizing that earlier and used that to get an early lead, and then was kind of unable to be caught after that. Even after you figured it out and started doing it yourself, it was kind of too late.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like... I felt like I caught on to it reasonably fast, and I don't even know if I was doing that at the beginning of the race. If I would have made up 7 minutes, I think I just took too many deaths in World 3, 4, 5.
It's true. mooware did hardly died. It was only took maybe 5 deaths the whole race, so that was a big difference. But still played really quite well. I think both of you did.
I was worried about the game over. In the last stage, I was on 0 lives, but thankfully the game is pretty graceful with its game overs.
It doesn't mean anything. There's really no reason for there to even be lives. I guess for score chasing, but you get that coveted Ivy the Kiwi 1cc.
Yeah, make it an arcade machine.
What'd you think of the game overall, KirkQ?
I think it's a great game. I think the speedrun's probably really interesting.
The speedrun and the tasks are insane.
Here, let me say this. Like, get rid of the spikes and the rats, dude. Just let me go fast.
And the later levels get a lot more dangerous. There's 10 worlds in this game. And it starts to be where you gotta really be careful.
I think this game is also on Wii.
It is.
And do you use the pointer like the stylus on the DS?
Oh,
I'm
no.
imagining that's really strenuous.
Yeah, you do. You use the Wiimote pointer.
I hate Wiimote controls, dude. They're so not that accurate.
I think if anyone wants to play this, probably emulating it is actually going to be your best experience. If you play it on DS, it's going to be, I think, worse than using a mouse. And Wii would be the worst of the 3.
I mean, I could see DS is like, it does, at least it hits the spot you tell it to.
Yeah.
With Wii emulation, you would basically be at the same point again. You can use your mouse.
Yeah.
That's true. But the way it does it is different. It's not like direct 1-to-1. There's like momentum and stuff. It's like, it's hard to make work.
I was gonna say, it was actually like kind of hard to grab the vine because the camera's always moving around. And like, the grab range to get the vine is not very generous. You gotta be like right on it.
The grab is really finicky. I'd say that's the worst thing about the game for sure.